dulls, man. We're back with the dulls, and we are straight up in, like, I don't even know, man. What would you say this state is? To me, this looks like somewhere in the Midwest, more on the western side, like maybe Colorado somewhere. I don't have a good answer for you, to be honest. I don't think it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I have no idea what to type in. Maybe this is Nebraska. Maybe this is Suspiria, and that she leaves her home. Maybe it's super bad. All right, that seems crazy. Maybe this is The Hitcher. I honestly have no idea. It's probably The Witch. John Lithgow! John Lithgow, my conclave and blowout goat. Me when John Lithgow shows up 48 minutes in the blowout, that's fucking John Lithgow, man. I don't know what this is. I'm going to need more, unfortunately. I don't know who you are. Oh, it's Footloose. Is this one of those movies that's a classic that I have not seen? Or is it one of those movies that sucks but has such an insane premise that it's stayed alive in cultural memory? Yes, it sucks. Okay, fair enough. Now, don't get me wrong. Soundtrack is pretty sick. Footloose, Footloose. Let's hear it for the boy. What else have they got on it? They got a few cute bangers. Heaven Helps the Man. I don't know if I know that one. Danger Zone, I believe, is Top Gun. Just watch Karate Kid. It kind of sucks. Well, okay, I don't really have an opinion on the Karate Kid one way or another, but I am hoping that, like, at some point in my life, I can just stop hearing about how the Karate Kid and Back to the Future, the Goonies, et cetera, are the best movies ever made of all time. And no movie will ever be as good as Ghostbusters 1. Oh, if we just make like another 6 Ghostbusters, maybe in aggregate we can moneyball ourselves into a Ghostbusters 1. I want to just move past it a little bit. We marinated in the 80s nostalgia for so long, man. Stranger Things has been on the air for like 11 years. They're almost finished their 2nd season. I'm so ready. I'm so ready to move on. We can speed through the 90s, the 2000s, and the 2010s, but I just like, just to sample, just to suckle at the teat of a little bit of like 2007 nostalgia would hit the spot. Not my old ass, though. I think it just, personally, I just didn't think it hit the notes that I wanted it to hit, but that's fine. When 11 is now 30? Dude, call me 11 the way I'm getting played by this Millie, right? Rap lyrics that go hard. Lil Wayne rock songs. After a 1-season Jets stint that included a contract holdout, Hassan Reddick just signed the 1-year, $14 million deal with an NFC team this week. Buccaneers, bitch. Wow! We take those. Pure luck, but we take those. Russell Wilson hit 5 home runs. That's not possible. He was playing for the Seahawks at this point. Under contract with this National League West franchise. When I think of the National League West, I think of the San Diego Padres. My bad. After back-to-back Tiger wins, this Canadian golfer defeated Len Mathias to win the 2003 Masters. Buddy, that's Mike Weir. He's on like our $5 bill. Living from 1928 to 2016, this Romanian-born writer is most known for their memoir Night, recalling his experiences as a Jewish prisoner in concentration camps. I honestly have no idea. And I have to think of a plausible wrong answer to put in here so as to not besmirch the severity of the situation. So I'm not going to type like Robert Munch. We're going to write... His name is going to be Baltazar Kormakur. I really thought that was it, to be honest. This is James Marsden. I feel pretty confident in the Marsden. And then that's an interesting one, man. I just watched Companion today. So I am getting the vibe of like an older Sophie Thatcher. But I'm also wondering if that isn't because it has James Marsden's cheekbones featured quite prominently, thus contributing to me not really knowing the age of the face here. Or you could be Penelope Cruz? I don't think you're Penelope Cruz, man. I'm gonna try Sophie Thatcher. Okay, she's not in there. But I don't think it's Margaret Thatcher. You know what's crazy is how it's easy. You'd think it would be easier to know someone's face than know someone's head. But that's so clearly James Marsden's head, and it's fucking up my ability to get the face, man. Like I'm almost get. You know what? This is crazy. I made like a triangle with my hands. I think that might be Eva Longoria. I saw Eva Longoria in there, man. I was so proud of myself for getting it too. Who is Winona Ryder? Could be, but I don't see it immediately. You know what? Demi Lovato. I think Demi Lovato. Maybe not. I don't know. Minka Kelly. I don't even know who Minka Kelly is. I think. Upscale grocery chain. That's Erewhon. Thank you, Chiblee. Interestingly enough, I saw Demi Lovato eating the $19 strawberry. So that, you know what? There might be a connection there. This reality show followed one of Kris Jenner's daughters and a former NBA Sixth Man of the Year. So this is Lamar. This is Chloe and Lamar Odom. Bong Joon-ho made his English film directorial debut. Snowpiercer. Legendary drummer of the ska band The Aquabats. Before joining the band he's most known for, this legendary drummer, I have to assume that this is Travis Barker. Seems like right around the right time for Blink-182 to, yeah! Right around the time for him to jump ship to Blink-182. A legendary drummer from the late 90s onwards that's very well known. It has to be Travis Barker, man. Okay, the mashup was the hardest one today. Yeah, I don't even know who Minka Kelly is. I feel like she might have been in Need for Speed Underground on the Xbox 360, but I have no idea why. Or Need for Speed Most Wanted, but I have no idea why I know that. She's from the Friday Night Lights TV show. Minkus Kelly. Ellie Weasel. Didn't they write Mouse as well? Or maybe I'm backwards. Colorado Rockies. We were never going to get Colorado Rockies, but nope. All right. Well, never mind then. Did you ever get around to watching Dee Dee? Dee Dee, you idiot! Yes, I did. I thought it was pretty good, but Rice Boy Sleeps clears in the genre of coming of age movies. And that's not just the trade war talking, because Rice Boy Sleeps is Canadian and Dee Dee is American. That's not their fault. They were like, I don't know, they made the movie about stuff that happened when they were like 14. What do we just do? Daily Dozen. Gay Bob Dylan be like, no, listen, buddy. Listen. If you're going to do Gay Bob Dylan, it's got to be like, I've sucked on the penis of 12 Oil workers have come on the buttocks of 15 old sailors, and it's a hard cock and balls. Like, it'd have to be something like that, okay? You just, your fucking pithy one-liner? No, man. I'm at work. Put the fucking headphones in, buddy. Your coworkers are gonna get pissed. Okay. Phone, keys, wallet. The furtive pygmy. I'm looking for the furtive pygmy. Saddle, bell. It's like parts of a bicycle, man. Nice try. Change, departure, break, alternative. A deviation from the established course. Also, a variation from the norm. Yeah, man, yeah. Football. Things you throw. Things that have you throw a spiral. Things made out of leather, man. Leather! Saddle, moccasins, football, wallet. Things traditionally made of leather. Gay Bob Dylan be like, boots from Spain. Just because he's gay doesn't mean he has to sing about sucking dick all the time. It's like kind of a problematic attitude. You guys should examine yourselves. Things that alert you to something. Things that ring. King Wonder. Legend keys. Blank. John Blank. John Blank. Singer, songwriter, pianist. Told you, John Blank. Easiest connections of my life. Play Bizarredle? You're going to get me killed. Format for many e-signed documents. PDF. Aspirations, goals. This thesaurus is awful. Not only is it all awful, it's also lefty. Deli bread variety, rye. Power, daffy. What might you blow in when you're blowing in the wind? Flute. Gal Gadot, Sly Fox. Awful, awful. Dill, it should have been dill bread. Did you guys see the post on the NL subreddit? That was like, I found NL in the comments. NL on Inland Empire or something like that. And the comment was like, why would you suck a strap-on or a dildo? And then like the first reply was like, why would you squeeze the hand of a lover? Why? Yeah, you got it. Why would you ever issue a compliment to a stranger? Why would you sit and contemplate a beautiful sunset? And then the next reply was to get it wet. I was like, this shit is fucking... You guys are zeroing in on me. You're zero between that and the architecture comment that was like, all buildings are either ducts or decorated sheds. Those are two pieces of media that I've found very resonant lately. You're looking at your own subreddit? Unfortunately, because Reddit keeps serving me posts from my subreddit, even though I'm not logged in, and I can't help but click on some of them. Some of them are like, is anyone else sick of the bazaar? I don't click on that shit. But if there's like a 500 upvoted image post that's like, this reminded me of NL, I click on it for sure. So then the Reddit algorithm goes, oh, he loves this subreddit, and it serves me more of that. So, I mean, they got me. They got me. Yes, I am my target audience, it turns out. Dunkin' Donuts original blend, 45 ounces of, it makes up to 156 fluid ounce cups of coffee. Okay, so It makes up to 50 cups of coffee. Don't give me this, don't fucking serving size shame me. In 2025, the average motherfucker is not indexing 1 cup of coffee as a 6-ounce cup of coffee. That's literally 210 milliliters. This ain't Europe, little bro. This is Texas. No offense, Beyonce. Regardless, £2 of coffee? I gotta think it's at least $15.99. $16.99? Cinema. For me, that's absolute cinema. $5.99? Where the fuck do you live, man? What year is it? $5.99 for 150 cups of coffee you make at home? That's how the baby boomers think. Starbucks coffee is probably $19 a coffee. Making a cup of coffee at home, 2 cents a cup. The hell are you saying, man? You've lost your damn... The shit is still expensive at the store. Even at the cheapest store, it's still expensive, okay? You're unaware of American coffee pricing? I got it right, bitch! I got it right! What do you want me to say? I mogged you. I mogged you on guess 2. Bop, bop, and I'll do it again. Well, maybe not with this one. Well, okay, maybe because it doesn't work. You know what is radicalizing me in the trade war? Americans... just checking. Americans saying congrats on the result of the Canadian election because they saw the news headline that Mark Carney is our next prime minister, but not realizing the intricacy that our current prime minister stepped down as the leader of the party, and this was just the primary to see who the next leader of the party would be, which makes him the de facto prime minister for like 20 days until the actual election happens. Whatever. He stepped down? Yeah, like 3 months ago, man. Speaking of which, how about like Turkmenistan? Just give it a chance. $4,000 kilometers ain't too bad. What about like Romania? Let's take a stab over here. Honestly, in my head, for a second, I thought Romania was here. That's obviously not the case. It's like, well, let me. Okay, so this is the Black Sea, and this is the Red Sea. Is this the Caspian Sea? I'm not looking yet. This is the Mediterranean. Is this the Caspian? Yes. Okay. And this is the Persian Gulf, which goes into the Indian Ocean. I'm not a sea guy. You must be the Baltic, which makes you the North Sea. And this must be the South China Sea. Okay, we're figuring it out. He's cracked. He knows like 8 seas, man. That's the East China Sea? Well, this is the Sea of Korea or Japan. This is the South China Sea? What is this? This is the Bay of Bengal. Is that correct? Yes, okay. I gotta be honest, what the fuck is this thing called? Paul Hogan's bottle opener? Don't make a joke. I'd like to know. That's Australia? Well, what about this part right here? She belongs to the seas. That's the Darwin Sea. Okay. And what is it called between New Zealand and Australia, man? That's the Tasman Sea. Okay. Are seas always subsets of oceans? Like a sea is contained within an ocean? Yes, 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 no, no, no. Yes, no, in many cases. Oh, you're right. You're right. The Black Sea and the Caspian Sea are not located. They don't feed into an ocean. So what the hell is a sea? I don't understand. Is it their vibes based? Can you imagine, like, in pirate heaven? You got like a motherfucker up there who's like, I sailed the 7 seas. And they're like, which ones? And he's like, the treacherous seas of the Caribbean. And then another one is like, I sailed all around the Bay of Bengal, the treacherous seas of, the east of China. And then one motherfucker up there is like, lads, me too. I sailed the 7 seas of the fucking Caspian. And like, nobody wants to tell him. They're like, little bro, it doesn't go anywhere, man. It doesn't go, it borders like 5 countries or something. You didn't do shit, buddy. You're not a real pirate. You're not a real pirate. You were in your bathtub, man, when we were in the Pacific Ocean, you fucking poser. Anyway. Hard of the turbulence. One night it was a rocky night on the Caspian Sea. Fucking LARPing pirate, man. Anyway. Oh, maybe like, check Saudi Arabia real quick. Seems like it's close to both of these. Perchance could I interest you in a Sri Lanka? Perchance could I interest you in a Myanmar? Could I interest you mayhaps in a Nepal? Could I interest you perchance in Vietnam? Any shot you'd be interested in taking a little sojourn to Indonesia? Oh, any chance you'd be interested in going to... Stay with me on this one. Timor-Leste. You were gonna cheer. You were gonna say, I can't believe he knew Timor-Leste. I thought for sure he was gonna forget it. How the fuck is it closer to Indonesia than it's close to Indonesia, but closer to Vietnam and Myanmar than to Timor-Leste, which is adjacent to Indonesia? It's just, but it can't be Malaysia. It's got to be you, and you are Brunei. Is that also an island of Malaysia? It is. Okay. All right. We get there. That only took us 11. So true. We don't talk about Brunei. I'll be honest. I don't know much about Brunei. I think it's got a 2-tone flag. Am I correct to think that it has a burgundy and white flag? Nope. All right. Never mind. I was just seeing if you were paying attention. That's Singapore? I know that's right. That is Bahrain. You're right. You guys never answered my question from yesterday. Why is the country wearing a bow tie? My question from yesterday was, what's the best song on Tom Waits' Rain Dogs? I saw some people type Jockey Full of Bourbon. I'm not against it. I think me personally, I'm a clap hands guy. I always have a bias towards like the early tracks on the album for most albums, and clap hands is track number 2, but it's a fucking good one, man. That's a fucking good one. The way he deliberately takes the pop filter off the mic. Going up to Harlem with a pistol in his jeans, a $50 bill inside a paladin's hat, and nobody knows where Mr. Sugar Bottom's at. Listen, I'm not against Downtown Train, but he's kind of a Rod Stewart merchant. Going up to Harlem with the piss in his G. Yeah. You're absolutely right. I do like, I mean, I like the whole album, to be honest. But I'm a big believer in Tango Till They're Sore, too. Music that sucks rocks, man. Like the fucking piano's all out of tune and shit like that. He's hitting like 7 keys at the same time when the music probably calls for 1. It doesn't suck. It sucks, that's why it's good, man. It sounds like the shit you'd play when the ship's going down and you already know, but you're too drunk to swim. I saw like 100 people in chat type that this is Nicaragua. So I'm just not gonna debase myself. I'm not gonna pretend I didn't read it and like put in some wrong guesses or something. We're just gonna move on. March 17th, 2006. Okay, this is me. It's my senior year of high school. I was going to the fucking movies, man. I was going to the movies. What was Warner Brothers coming out with 1 year after Batman Begins in March, starring Natalie Portman in 2006? In 2006, I want to say, can I get genre? Action, thriller, science fiction. Okay, this is flicking me. I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to know what it is. But it's not Revenge of the Sith. It only opened to 25 million. I'm going to know it. I just don't know it right now. Oh, it's V for Vendetta. I know it. Because I saw it in theaters. My friend drove me there in his 1988 Chevy Blazer. Okay. Paramount Pictures, 48 million. Starring Matthew McConaughey. I'm assuming it's a romantic comedy. I think this might be failure to launch. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days was a few years earlier. So that's failure to launch. A Disney movie, pre-Marvel acquisition. Is it an animated? It's a family comedy starring Tim Allen. This one is called The Wild Hogs, obviously. It's the other one, Old Dogs. It's going to be a rough day. Yes. It's the Santa Claus, but he turns into a dog. Give me a second here, okay? 18%, was this like spring break or something? I want to say it's the Shaggy Dog. The Shaggy Dog, okay. Tim Allen, the GOAT, if you need like a 2 out of 10 movie about an adult man turning into something else. Paramount Pictures opened to 10 million, starring Amanda Bynes. This is She's the Man. Okay, that's a given. One of my favorite Shakespearean adaptations. And Fox Searchlight. So like a semi-indie film with a big drop. Starring Aaron Stanford. It's a horror thriller from 2006. When a Stranger Calls came out in February of this year. The Lucky Ones Die First. 2006. The Hills Have Eyes. The Hills Have Eyes. Okay, we take those. That was it. Honestly, I'm glad I was alive and borderline an adult at that time. That was stuck in the memory quite nicely. Is 72nd percentile good or ass? That's ass? Is that top 72% or bottom 28%? Wait, that's the same. Top 28? That's good. That's good, man. That means you're better than 72%? I can live with that. Considering the 72% of nerds that play this fucking game and Google everything. Okay, movie to movie. I haven't gotten into too much of the Kino horror movies yet, man. So from Antichrist to Pearl presents like a serious problem for a fellow such as myself. Because like, all I know about Pearl is that Mia Goth is in it. Let me take a peek here for a second. Let me flip this around. Is this Rufus Sewell's son? I could totally see it in the eyebrows. Nobody else I've heard of. Okay, so it's going to be Mia Goth, who is in Infinity Pool with the Skarsgård, who is not Bill or Stellan. So okay, we're going to get there. It's Infinity Pool, Alexander Skarsgård. Now I'm thinking about it. I can't name anything. Well, no, I can't. Okay, I can get there. Alexander Skarsgård was in the Hummingbird Project with Jesse Eisenberg and Salma Hayek. Okay. So we found our way to wherever we want to be. We want to get to Willem Dafoe, or we want to get to Charlotte Gainsbourg. All of which is very doable, man. You just got to give me a second on this one. I know where I wish to go. You just have to let me think the fuck about it for a second. Because just let me think about it for a second. Charlotte Gainsbourg is in The Science of Sleep, directed by Michel Gondry, who also directed Adaptation, starring Nicolas Cage and Chris Cooper and Meryl Streep. Like, there should be an easy path, man. You could always go like Jesse Eisenberg, A Real Pain, Kieran Culkin, Igby Goes Down. And then from here, it's like, it writes itself, man. What a cast. What a cast. Who am I looking for again? Charlotte Gainsbourg or Willem Dafoe? Oh, Jeff Goldblum. Grand Budapest Hotel, Willem Dafoe. Antichrist. We take those. Time? 2 minutes, 32 seconds. We'll take that. Probably could have done faster. I didn't know that. I don't know Mia Goth's filmography yet. I think Pearl is on Prime. It's on my watch list. But I haven't seen X and I haven't seen Maxine. Okay, so. And I want to see, I know she's not in it, but I want to see Nosferatu. But they're playing fucking hardball on the pricing. Nosferatu was $29.99 for a rental. And then it went on sale. I got a push notification. It was like a movie on your watch list is on sale. It's Nosferatu. I clicked on it, $24.99. Man, fuck you. Fuck you. Fucking 16% reduction in the price. That's not a sale. We hold on that. Might as well go to the movies. No, they would have to make the movie tickets free because I got to pay a babysitter. I'm not saying my situation applies to absolutely every human being on the planet. I'm just saying for me personally, I've got a different set of constraints. Do you not have family? Yeah, bro, they live in Ontario or are like too irresponsible to look after my child for even a few hours. The ones I trust live in Ontario, and we take advantage of it when they're here. Cheap tickets on Tuesdays? I don't think you're listening to me. I don't think you understand. This is Etrian Odyssey. Me, if I was the fucking developer of this game, maybe like a little less green. Maybe just like a little less. Wow! I can't believe it. Etrian Odyssey, that's not even how it's spelled. Thank you for meeting me in the middle here. It's probably Heroes of Lagard. It's probably... Don't do this to me, man. Maybe it's just the first one? Oh! It's 4. It's 4. It's 4. Yeah? Well, thanks for nothing, buddy. It's actually 1. How'd you know this? Because, like, my wife played Etrian Odyssey. So I'd always watch her play and be like, well, that's an interesting game. It's true. It's a good game. I always liked that, like, you know me. I appreciate genuine novelty. Not novelty that's like, hey, in this third-person action game, you use a bow and arrow instead of a gun, which is basically just a gun with infinite ammo. I appreciated... I like what's the word I'm looking for? Malevolent design. I like that you're expected to basically like map out the whole fucking dungeon yourself by bumping into all the walls. I think that they had resent for their player base, and I respect that. This, on the other hand, Slime Rancher, Astroneer. Yep, 100%. Shenmue 2. Are you fucking kidding me? I thought for sure that was Shenmue 2, man. Virtua Fighter 3? It's some shit, like, I don't know, Star Ocean, The Last Hope, maybe? Some, Klonoa, or fucking, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Door to Phantomile, or whatever. It's like Dark Cloud 1. Some shit like Legend of Dragoon, or whatever. Legend of Legaia, whatever. You knew what the fuck we were getting at. We know it and nobody knows it. It's actually a great game. Yeah. What else did the video essay tell you to say about it? Dragon Age of the Veilguard, man. Okay, it is a single-player game. I'm 32. That's why I'm offended. You should know better, man. Come in and know me better, man. Oh, you ever see Muppet Christmas Carol? I haven't read the book because I've seen the movie 20 times. They might, like the Ghost of Christmas Present might actually say that shit in the book. Now that's a fucking movie. We did and a friendly heart. Although I will maintain, it's fucked up that even after Scrooge's fucking change of heart, where he got so scared he decided to be a good person, first thing he does when he sees Bob Cratchit is prank him. That's fucked up. But you know what? It's the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. He literally, on Christmas morning, he walked up to fucking Bob Cratchit's door and said, "Cratchit, why aren't you at your fucking desk?" You gave me today off because it's Christmas, sir. Well, you know what, Bob Cratchit, you're fired. And then Miss Piggy comes out and tries to give him like a dressing down. And he's like, "Actually, you're a bad person for believing my prank. Here's a goose. Let's all sit down and eat the fucking goose." Could have just said Merry Christmas, bro. Get that up, you. Cooked Christmas goose at 20 to 8 in the fucking morning. Yeah, whatever. What is this? It's earlier than last year. All right. Tennis for 2? How about Mario? How about Virtua Tennis on the Dreamcast? Came out sometime in your lifespan, which is a video game, so it makes sense. It is on the PC, probably like medieval Total War. It does contain elements of Warfare or 4X, perhaps, but it doesn't have multiplayer. Interesting. What about like Medal of Honor Warfighter, which must have multiplayer? What about Medal of Honor Pacific Assault, man? Okay, it's a first-person shooter with warfare or historical elements released in in 18 of the last 20 years. Probably a more elegant way to phrase that. And it's single player only. How about like Deus Ex Human Revolution? Okay, we narrowed it down a little bit more date-wise. It also contains either science fiction or stealth. That's interesting. Let me get a clue. Holy fuck. Action, science fiction, horror, thriller, survival, stealth, warfare. Most helpful, worst clue of all time? Like Dishonored 2? Between 2012 and 2015, a single player only horror, science fiction. Prey? Arcane Studios Prey? That's 2017, dumbass. And it's the same company that made Dishonored 2. You fucked yourself, buddy. Shit that came out like Homefront. Dead Island Riptide. Metro 2023 Metro 2023 Redux. Oh. Nobody cares. Subway Merchant. Whatever, you got me. Just takes us to Puckdoku a little bit faster. Under 1,000 games played. You know what's would it be crazy to say Eric Lindros played under 1,000 games? Wouldn't be crazy at all, man. Wouldn't be crazy in the slightest. Ottawa and Philly. That's Ray Emery. Philly and Anaheim. I got to think about that. I got to think about a lot of these. I do feel like Paul Correa played for the Rangers for one season. Yeah, that's not true. Definitely, though, Teemu Selanne did. Whatever, bitch. Sorry. We'll move on. We don't need to play Puckdoku. It's a silly place. Charlize Theron, 2-word title. Young adult. 3 or more word title. The Old Guard. Released from 2005 to 2025. I want to say Between Two Ferns, the movie, but instead, I'm going to say, you know what? Let's say Prometheus, man. It's going to have a high percentage. Well, never mind. I'm a little bit surprised, honestly. Chris Pine, 2-word title. Really easy to put Star Trek in there. Let's go Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. I figured it would be pretty high. 2005 to 2025, we're going to say Disney's Wish. Am I really going to say Star Trek? You should have said This Means War for that one. Like, Star Trek is going to be really common here. It's Wonder Woman is also a 2-word title. I thought that would be lower than Star Trek, just because, I mean, he is Star Trek. But Florence Pugh, 2-word title. I'll say Black Widow instead of Little Women. Mistakes were made, maybe. 3 or more word title. We Live in Time. 2005 to 20. Okay, well, I mean, it's Midsommar or Little Women. I'm going to say Little Women because I'm going to guess this is a gamesmanship play. I bet Little Women also got a bunch of people right here. So we play it here instead as a counter pick. Top 16%. I can live with that. Dude, we dodged the tops, man. They didn't believe me. We dodged the tops. Apparently, that's easier to do than I thought based on recent discourse. Dude, I fucking forgot about the Curse of the Jade Scorpion. I've seen that shit, man. I don't remember shit about it. I do seem to recall that it was not well liked at all. But I've seen this. Again, with no disrespect, because it's not your fault. Sometimes people are like, how do you know this movie? There was a monoculture before you were born. In 2002, you watch TV with your parents. Every 8 minutes, there's 2 minutes of commercials. At least one of those commercials is for a movie that's coming out in the next week or two. In 6 to 8 hours of watching television a week, you see that commercial 50 times, and then it gets locked in your head. Charlize Theron in a Woody Allen picture, The Curse of the Jade Scorpion. Tracy Ullman. Is Tracy Ullman in that shit? 1 second. The Curse of the Jade Scorpion. Helen Hunt, Dan Aykroyd, Wallace Shawn, Charlize Theron. I don't see Tracy Ullman in this shit. I'm sorry. It has a 45 on Rotten Tomatoes, though. Yeah, the monoculture now is just ads. Hey, it's me, Sarah V. Hey, it's me. Your skin craving the natural ceramides present in Sarah V. Hey, it's me. Stop doing it. It's the monoculture. What do you want me to say? That's all we can relate to with one another, man. Did you see this ad? I just asked. What do you want me to say, man? We're all guilty. Me more so than you, probably. Unless you work in marketing, in which case, I mean, I guess I do too, but kind of as like a typically begrudging, well, it depends on the terms, but.
Apprehensive.
That's an easy word.
Meaning viewing the future with anxiety or...
Apprehensive. That's a tough easy. It's not a tough word, but it's a tough easy.
Amphibian. A noun meaning an... Reveal. A verb meaning...
I was expecting like dog.
Recipient. A noun meaning one that...
Dude, you could be forgiven for missing an easy word today. Like these are 20% plausible to miss.
Sediment.
These are not easy words, man.
To the bottom of a liquid. Franciscan. A noun meaning a member...
Now we finally got the easy ones.
Retreat. A noun meaning an act... Glitterati. A plural noun meaning people who are famous, wealthy...
Great word, glitterati.
Obsidian. A noun meaning...
My daughter's always talking about that stuff from Minecraft.
Egress. A noun meaning a place or means of going...
Okay, it's possible.
Gesticulations. A noun meaning the act of making gestures.
How people talk these days? I don't know.
Halogens. A noun meaning...
That's like the fucking fluorides or whatever.
Atoll. A noun meaning a...
Things that come after bikini.
Griffin. A noun meaning Brussels griffin. The word originates from French, where it literally
Fuck you.
Jabot. A noun meaning a pleated frill of cloth or lace attached down the center front of a woman's blouse or dress. French etymology studies the origin and evolution of words from Old French. Jabot.
Fuck you. Oh, EAU makes so much more sense, and it's not that either. Can I just say that Griffin pisses me off on this one? Because there's like 20 different ways to spell Griffin that has the same meaning. This might not be one of them. This might be some like Beowulf and Grendel shit, but there's definitely Gryffin, Griffin, and Griffon, apparently. They told you it means Brussels Griffin? I don't know what that means, man! The only Griffin I know doesn't know shit about Brussels, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, it's Peter. It's Peter Griffin. What the fuck is this, man? Nut piggies? A beautifully crafted confection made of a paste of finely ground almonds meticulously molded into the shape of a pig? I mean, the red ribbon, the beer with an ornate label. Would I be insane? Would you blame me? North of China? Russia? A marzipan pig that borders Russia to the northwest. Borders Finland to the southwest. Lithuania? Oh no. Okay, lad, it must be Estonia? Oh. Europe? What the fuck are you doing, Europe? What the fuck are you doing? You're exchanging marzipan pigs? It's good? It's fucking silly, man. North of China is pissing me off. It is north of China, but it's like, it's really far. That's a cheesecake, man. That's a beautiful looking cake. What with pomegranate seeds on it? I mean, I see a cake like this, I got to assume France first. Okay, it's a dacquoise. My mistake. That's a dacquoise. I do sort of like French bakeries. They don't need any more glazing. I think they have like an egg wash for that mostly. But I will say that in Canada, I sometimes feel bad when new bakeries open up because I see the evolution happen a lot. Not every time, but a lot. They open up and the pastry cabinet has like 19 different French pastries and confections. They have a financier, a Napoleon, 12 other kinds of shit that I don't even know like what they are. And you walk in and you're like, I guess I'll take a chocolate chip cookie. And then you go like 2 months later and it's like croissant, almond croissant, hazelnut croissant, prosciutto croissant, ham and cheese croissant, cheese croissant. And you're like, I'll take the ham and cheese croissant, please. You finally got the memo. I appreciate that. That's what I came here for. It's not your fault. I appreciate what you're doing, but I don't know what the other stuff is. And I didn't come in here for a dessert. I came in here for a breakfast that has the same nutritional quality as a dessert, but makes me feel like it's somehow more nutritive. You're like Liechtenstein or something, man. Germany, Liechtenstein, Kirk. Whoa! All right, I don't know about this one, man. Maybe the beans on the side and more potatoes, please. That looks more like it to me. This is it's like Switzerland, maybe Switzerland. Very hot. Maybe it was Luxembourg or something. It is Luxembourg. Judd Matt Gardbunen. It's a traditional dish from Luxembourg. It translates to what it is: smoked collar of pork with broad beans. We actually lost to the average today. Probably because I got 0 on the first one, which makes sense. Or very low anyway, if not 0. This is just, do Germans call it email? I'm not making fun of Germany. If anything, most things that are invented are merely a combination of 2 or more things that already exist. It makes sense to build your language in such a way that you could construct new words as necessary from combinations of words that already exist. But it's really email. It's not, as you said, electronic and postin'. We do say e-post. E-post is fucking funny for some reason. I don't know. It is electronic posting. We do not. Okay, sorry. I'm falling victim to American propaganda. No, we don't. I'm sorry. I thought e-post was like a Beck song anyway. What do we usually... Oh, yeah, Actoral's dead. That's right. MLB's Roger Maris and NPR's Ari Shapiro are the most famous people born in what major-ish city on the northern Red River? That's a given, bro. Probably not Minneapolis. Well, maybe, you know what? Minneapolis. Why not? I don't know if that's on the Red River. I don't know shit about water. Oh, dude, we were close. Fargo. It's Fargo. I know, because the Red River flooded in Alberta when I was like 9 or 10. And it was major Canadian news. So I was thinking just south of Alberta. It must be like Minnesota, North Dakota type stuff. You seen the show? First 2 seasons, yeah? First 2 seasons. For some reason, the Mongolian word for ocean is part of what well-known personal title that dates to the 14th century? Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. Emperor. Born in a Tibet, is it Dalai Lama? Tibetan cowshed in 1390. It is Dalai Lama, so it's not emperor. They should make Pitbull the Dalai Lama. You're right. Honeydew-like in weight and circumference, filled with a cylindrical core of wild rice stuffing. That's how the New Yorker describes what staple of what certain holiday tables. A haggis? Turtle Island Foods holds what? Oh, tofurkey? Is that what tofurkey is, man? I thought that tofurkey was like a simulated sausage or something. It's full of wild rice? It's absolute ass. I mean, I believe that, even vegetarians, you don't hear them saying, like, you got to try tofurkey. Also, then it's, I feel bad. Because I'm like, I've been vegetarian. I'm not raining hell down on vegetarians. But at some point, like, that's not turkey. Why is it called tofurkey? I get maybe in 1995, 0.25% of America was vegetarian. You have to market it in such a way as to possibly sway some carnivores to eat it. But in 2025, we gotta just call it something new, man, because tofurkey sounds fucking gross. It sounds kind of disgusting. Don't fucking eat it? I'm not gonna fucking eat it. And I'm never gonna fucking eat it, even if they change the name now. But if they launched it and they called it, it was called like Burzen, I would be like, oh, I've never had Burzen before. What is it? They'd be like, oh, it's kind of like, it's a little bit like a sausage stuffed with rice. I'd be like, oh, that sounds interesting. Let's give it a try. But there's no shot that if I go over to somebody's house and they're like, do you want turkey or tofurkey? I'm ever going to say tofurkey. It just sounds disgusting. He's a slave to advertising? Buddy, they named it tofurkey. It's called tofurkey because it's a duck stuffed with turkey. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a vegetarian. You must be losing your mind right now. You've got a turducken backwards. It's called a turducken because it's a turkey stuffed with a duck. You got this shit inverted, man. You can't stuff a duck with a turkey. The turkey is like 5 times bigger than a duck. South Africa's Vredefort is the world's largest known sinkhole. Among dinosaurs, the underground Chicxulub would surely be the world's most infamous snake. Come to think of it, 190-mile diameter snake would be a little terrifying. That's, what's the one from God of War? Yorgman Thunder or whatever. That's pretty big. Modeled after, oh, a crater. Oh, that makes way more sense. Hollywood's first use of blue screen. That's crazy because Windows wasn't invented until 1985. The Oscar-winning 1940 film, The Thief of What? It's got to be The Thief of Joy, man. 4 lions roam a Mideast capital after the U.S. bombs the zoo in a true story graphic novel called Pride of Baghdad. Yes! I was thinking Riyadh doesn't really make sense. Abu Dhabi doesn't really make sense. Temporarily forgot the capital of Iran. Now I remember that it's Tehran. But yeah, that makes sense. 9 points. Not horrible. Decent comic. Are you talking about Taylor Tomlinson? Disorderly today. Sort these places by density of McDonald's locations proportional to their surface area, starting with the most dense. This is wild, man. This is a lot of things wrapped up in one. The obvious starting point is you compare Rhode Island to Texas. Texas has a stereotype for eating worse and eating more fast food, but Texas is also big. And honestly, I don't fuck with America when it comes to fast food. Like, I feel like in Canada, we're like less picky. And maybe like the rest of the world, they're like, we just fucking go to, if McDonald's is closest, we go to McDonald's. If fucking Wendy's is closer, we go to Wendy's. But then in Texas, they're like, I would drive 30 miles out of my way to go to the fast food restaurant that I want instead of the one that's like 2 miles away from my house. So I actually think Texas is going to be really low. I think India and China are going to be low by virtue of the fact that the countries are large. I think Italy is going to be somewhat low. Well, I got to think about this. Because I'm not necessarily assuming that they're going to trick me and have Italy be number one, but they're going to put McDonald's where there's people. The more people, the more McDonald's is. Japan is kind of fucking with McDonald's. Like, I could see them being number one. I could also see Italy being surprisingly high. I gotta feel like Rhode Island is up there more. I'm gonna try like this. And then I'm just gonna hot swap these two. Yes, man! You fuck all of you! I see you haters in chat. Way off, way off. Italy's the bottom. Europeans have much better taste. Oh, really? Oh, really? They have much better taste. It actually appears they have maybe like 10,000 superior taste to Texas. Okay? Seems like you don't know what the hell you're talking about. No, we don't? Turns out India is the most based, man. 581 locations in 3 million square kilometers. I bet, nah, I don't think Vancouver can compete with this. 31 locations in 3, I don't know. I feel like if I had to think about just Vancouver, We're definitely not 3,000 kilometers squared now that I think about it. You can't compare cities to states. What if I was from ancient Greece, buddy? You ever think about that? Peloponnesian ass. Your ass was definitely from fucking Corinth. Corinthian academics, when they go up against a real Athenian, yeah, shut the fuck up, buddy. Listen, I'm chilling. Go back to Thebes, okay? The adults are talking. Which has a larger percentage of homes heated using utility gas? I don't know what that is. We take those. Higher percentage of new housing units. I'm going to say North Carolina. Who voted for Biden more in the 2020 election? This is wild, man, because you would think Oklahoma is a redder state than Ohio, and Oklahoma City is the metro area within Oklahoma. I got to go Oklahoma City. But that's why it's tough, though. Urban environments tend to vote more blue, but it's a very red state. Youngstown, I'm not super familiar with it, but based on the size of the font, I'm going to assume it's a relatively, not Columbus, not Cincinnati, maybe not even Dayton or Akron, but I've heard of it before. But it looks more rural. And an airport close by doesn't really mean shit. Like every farmer in America has an airport. I'm going to say Oklahoma. Oh, that's crazy. I feel like they taught me something on that. I'm going to say that New Jersey 12 has higher racial diversity and a higher percentage of workers employed in other service industries, not the government. Edmonton is the capital of Alberta, which probably has a lot of government jobs. So I'm going to go with Butthole County, North Carolina. Okay, that's Canadian difference on the last one. I just know. It wasn't even close, honestly. 4.43 Dem versus 6.88 Republican. You know, it is an interesting question, ignoring the politics of it all, which is convenient for this discussion. What's the biggest urban center in the United States that was R+5 or more? Miami? Yeah, Miami was the first one that popped into my head as well. Or Houston, I don't know. Houston might be less than 5. Houston was blue this year. Salt Lake City. I didn't ask for the most Republican city. I'm sure that's one of those counties with like 7 electoral votes and 3 citizens. So for the biggest one that is markedly, like statistically very significantly Republican leaning, it's not Boston. You don't, no disrespect, and it's a funny joke, but you should look at a map. It's definitely not Boston. They have, okay, I was not going to say what I was going to say. What I was going to say is they have lots of universities there, which is true and may matter, but I don't need to be the one to say it because it makes you like a lightning rod for criticism. Anyway. I don't know. I don't live in your country, so I don't know what's going on with all that. Maybe you do. Either way, I'm going to go to the bathroom. When we come back, we're going to play the Billionaire game that Chibley was playing yesterday, which I don't even remember the name of. It's called like Numby's Ball House or something.